Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery with IIMFL Smart Money Alliance. It's nice to be back with you. Excuse me. We get together most weekday mornings at 7:59 a.m. Central to visit with our distribution partners here in East Texas. And I guess, frankly, for most of Texas, we're having historic low temperatures, along with, at least in our area, record high snowfall, which forced us to close the office yesterday. And that may happen again tomorrow as they're expecting more. But good to be back with you today. So most weekdays at this time, we get together with our distribution partners. We have three types of distribution partners, don't we? We have affiliates. Free and easy to be an affiliate. Who wouldn't want to be an affiliate? Refer in, earn an adult income by helping others access capital. They can enroll in the Access to Capital program with no upfront cost, $100,000 guaranteed capital raise. And there are no minimum credit scores, no minimum time in business to qualify. So it's certainly not a difficult proposition to have in terms of helping small businesses access capital with guaranteed results and no upfront cost. Secondly, we have our credit literacy educators. This is our team that's focused on, to no surprise, credit literacy, and they refer people into the Credit Boost program. The Credit Boost program is no upfront cost. We guarantee improvement in credit. It's not credit repair. Instead, we're adding new positive credit, and we see this working remarkably well. So what we do is we work with clients to help them add new positive trade lines. So our credit literacy educators educate, drive people in. There's no selling involved, and then we help them improve their credit scores. The third and the final role, which is really the focus of today's conversation, are our joint venture partners. Our joint venture partners are unique because they're actually working with the clients. Affiliates don't work with clients. They refer clients in and then they just get paid. Credit literacy educators don't work with clients. They just refer in clients and they get paid. In contrast, our joint venture partners are actually doing the mentoring, and the mentoring is working with them over a 4-week process. So there are two types of clients that a joint venture partner can have. Number one would be clients that they generated themselves and or through their organization. And so, of course, now let's take Barry. Barry is a joint venture partner. He and his team are out developing clients, access to capital clients. So does Barry mentor them? Of course. Secondly, can Barry be assigned what we call orphan clients to mentor? Those are clients that were generated by non-joint venture partners, either through our at-large marketing or even through affiliates, of course. And many of you received a bunch of orphan clients this past week. And that's great because you're paid $100 an hour to mentor those orphan clients over this 4-week process that's highlighted here. And then also you get to write their key person policies. The key person policy isn't really an insurance sale. It's a checkbox on the compliant list. And any of you that are licensed see the value in that. To sell an extra 20 to 50 life insurance policies a month is a great thing. And you're not paying for leads. You're not even buying leads. We're giving you clients to work with, to mentor, paying you $100 an hour, plus you are writing the key person policy. So we're here to ask you for help. We're growing so quickly. We didn't quite hit 1,000 new access to capital clients last week as we thought, but we're getting close. So we're certainly looking for more people that are willing to write the key person policies and mentor the clients, the orphan clients. So if you know of anyone that might be willing to write the key person policies and mentor for $100 an hour, you can certainly refer them in to us here on the inquiry form, list their information and yours, and that they're interested in, excuse me, working with us by managing a virtual incubator. That's what we call a JV partnership. And watch you pay you $5,000 for every one of those that you refer once they've paid their license fee. So that's great for you and great for them. We've got a question here from Greg. Greg's asking, do you have to be a licensed life insurance agent to be a mentor, to be a JV partner? And the answer is no, Greg. A number of our JV partners are not licensed life insurance agents, and that's okay. You'll want to have one on your team that writes these policies, but no, you don't have to be one. I see April asking, where does the insurance policies get written? And under our new relaxed approach, April, you're able to have those policies written through whatever IMO, whichever carrier that you prefer. It could be term or whole. It's really working with the client on their needs and their suitability standards. All right, so Bernard's got a question. Trying to read this. They get with their attorney and they need our address. Well, yeah, so certainly you can help them set up a commercial address. Bernard, I'm not sure if I'm answering your question correct, but yes, they can sign up for a commercial address. That's one of the offerings. If we go over to the Incubator page, by becoming a joint venture incubator partner, you are providing these resources to small businesses, and we can offer the commercial address alone, and we can offer the the full package for them. And of course, we do a revenue split of the net profit on that with you. All right, so keep bringing the questions, because really these daily calls are a little bit less about a training topic each day, because we've really covered the training. If you go over to the careers page, there's a lot of training here available. And there's actually a different page that's hidden, that if you go to training on the IIMFL website, there's even more. And we need to move some more of the trainings over. But there's a ton of training. So it's not so much that each day that we have that we're going to continue to have new training topics. I think the training has been done. Instead, what it is going to be is making sure that we're supporting you, because you're the ones that's working with you're the mentors with these small business clients. We need to make sure that you know what to do. And this is an efficient way to support you in that. All right. So Tom, I'm Tom also, but the other Tom asked, so the small business virtual incubator, let's go back to that. So the small business incubator, so this is a client. This isn't you as a joint venture partner, but as a client, there is a $9.99 deposit and a $99 a week fee for clients to be in the incubator to get that value proposition. They would not have the $2,500 refundable deposit. They would not also have the deposit. They would not have the $2,500 deposit. If you are a joint venture partner, then you are running an incubator, as many of you are. And yes, it's your business, so you would collect the $9.99 deposit. Yes, you would collect the $99 weekly fees for that value proposition. Thank you, Tom, for that question. And so, of course, yes, applications, and I'm not sure what the JIP acronym means, is asking for address and phone number. Oh, joint venture partner. Okay, there we go. So Michael's coming aboard as one of our new joint venture partners. He's a client that recently got funded, and he's now ready to move forward and become a joint venture partner. And so, yes, you'll use the address and phone number that you plan on using for your incubator, or if you want to house it here at ours, that is an option too. So we have a number of incubator partners that are just piggybacking off of our commercial address, and that's fine. Yes, our goal for our joint venture partner, Scott, is because we learned about cohorts recently, right? And if you're not familiar with that, go back and listen to one of the recent trainings. And again, I'll get that posted up there for everyone on the training page. But now for access to capital clients, they start as a cohort on Mondays. And so normally that's a group of about 10, could be more, could be less. And so that's a group of 10 each week, ideally, Scott, that you are managing through that 4-week process. And again, the 4-week process is over here. And the detailed training of what you do during those 4 weeks, you'll find, Scott, over here on the on the career page, where it says mentoring week 1, mentoring week 2, and so forth. But yes, the goal is for you to be mentoring a cohort each week. And on average, we'd like each cohort to be 10 people. So that would put you at 40 clients a month. Now, you're not required contractually to bring in 40 clients a month. And there could be a fair number of those that we're just handing off to you as orphan clients. But certainly, if you are running a joint venture incubator effectively, you should be on your own, you and your team, bringing in on average 1 new client a day. This is a terrible analogy, but I was having a conversation recently with Desmond. And so Desmond said, this is kind of like Oxycontin, right? People that have challenged credit that need money, man, they're addicted to getting money. And so what we have is a solution to that addiction. We have guaranteed credit increase with Credit Boost. We have guaranteed capital raise with access to capital. And so if you're just marginally competent, it is not difficult to get the word out and get people to enroll. There's no upfront cost, there's guaranteed results. So even if you're just marginally competent, getting 1 client a day, 30 a month is very reasonable, especially using the strategies and techniques that we've talked about. What you'll also find out, and this is what Desmond jokingly talked about, Oxycontin. The Oxycontin, if you're dealing opioids, the best thing to do is get your users to be distributors. Well, again, this is a bad analogy, but what we'll see is about 50% of our clients will become distribution partners as well, because that helps feed their habit, that generates income for them, so they're able to get the working capital that they need to get their business up and going. So with good implementation, having 30 to 40 new clients a month will not be a problem, Scott. And we're here to support you on that. All right, so Jim asked on Credit Boost, can a client pay their monthly fee? And keep in mind, there's not technically a monthly fee for Credit Boost. What we do is we track their credit, and then they're paying based upon results. There's no upfront cost for Credit Boost, but certainly we don't ask you to work for free. So what happens is we invoice them each month based upon their credit increase. And so with that being said, let's see, he's asking, well, so Credit Boost is a standalone standalone program, Jim. And so if they're going to go through Credit Boost, we're going to work with them in boosting their credit scores, and Credit Boost, of course, is described here. And so then each month they're going to get billed, and they need to pay that invoice. If they don't want to pay based upon results, then they need to pay in advance. But the bottom line is, if we're generating results for them by improving their scores, then we're to invoice them and they need to pay as promised. And so, no, we don't promise to create funding instruments for them to pay their bill. They need to pay their darn bill based upon Credit Boost alone, if that's what they're going through. And you'll see crazy things, Jim, and that's part of the challenge of working with subprime clients, is some people just have delusionary ideas, and maybe it's financial illiteracy, but we'll get someone's score up 50, 75, 100, 125 points, and they're like, well, I don't want to pay. Well, you have to pay, right? If you don't pay, then you're breaching your agreement. It could be argued that it's theft of services, which would allow us to file a criminal charge, but at least it's a civil violation. And so then they're going to go into compliance, and our compliance department's going to put them in a small claim suit, which is crazy, because now, in addition to the point increase, the performance fee they have, now they've got court cost and collection fees and $50 a late fees. So it's important that clients pay their bills on time, because that's how you get paid. And the other Tom is asking on the Incubator clients, if he's enrolling people in the Incubator, instead of paying a $9.99 deposit, can they pay $2,500? Well, I guess if you want. I mean, that's not the way it's designed. I guess if you want to overcharge them, Tom, you could do that, but that's not what the contract's going to read. It's a $9.99 deposit, Tom. All right, and then he's asking, can the $9.99 deposit be part of the first tranche funding? Well, they're going to pay the $9.99 deposit at the time of enrollment. And so, no, they wouldn't have first tranche funding the day they enroll. So that deposit would need to be paid out of pocket, wouldn't it, Tom? Unless you work out something with them otherwise. And yes, we'll continue, Michael, to foster a sense of community on these calls. Thank you for that. A question about, Dion's asking about how many incubators you can have when the attorney that drew that agreement up, her name's Karen. Karen, and I'd have to ask her why, but it says that no one person can have more than 20 joint venture incubators. And I don't know what the significance of that is. But Dion, you could certainly have up to 20. And if you wanted more than 20, we would just have to get back with legal counsel and figure out why that cap was originally stated and put in the agreement. And Scott's correct. So let's go back over, and we covered this in a prior training. So even though you have a cohort of 10, on average, 10 clients starting each week with you, that you're writing 10 key person policies for each week. So Scott, you or someone on your team should be writing 40 key person policies a month at least. But yes, you're still going to do the one-on-one 15-minute meeting with each one of them, of course. That's what they're expecting. That's what they deserve. And certainly, Robert, you can schedule a call and I can assist you with that. And he brought up Calendly, and that's really important. So let's take yesterday. So all of us that are mentors ideally should be using Calendly. I use it. So yesterday, got up, record low temperatures, roads are impassable. I couldn't make it to the office. So I went into Calendly before any of the appointments were scheduled to start, and went in and canceled each one of my Calendly appointments yesterday with clients and even with some of you, and put a note in each one, due to weather hazard, office is closed today. So everyone was notified of that. So using Calendly is certainly not a requirement, but it is a best practice, Robert, because that allows clients to schedule with you. And then if they need to reschedule because something came up with them, they can do so efficiently, and it automatically updates your schedule. You don't have to email back and forth. And then also if something comes up like a bad weather day, like we had yesterday, and we may very well have again tomorrow, we can very efficiently notify everyone with just almost a click of the button, and let them know, sorry, we're going to have to reschedule. The office is closed. So for those of you that are mentoring, using Calendly is certainly a best practice. All right, Scott's asking, so his 40 new clients each month would be, yes, yeah. So an aggregate of the orphan clients that you're getting plus what you're developing. But certainly if you're good at what you do, your joint venture incubator should be generating 30 access to capital clients a month, one a day. On top of that, then we're handing out orphan clients that you're being paid $100 an hour plus writing the key person policies on. All right, and so Tom's got a great question over here. We'll call him the other Tom. And so, no, we handle this. It's not the responsibility of the joint venture partner to do all these things. All right, Michael asks, will I be completing the access to capital program as well as submitting my joint venture partner documents? Well, I mean, you're welcome to go through the access to capital program if you would like, but maybe I don't understand the context of your question, Michael. I actually thought you were already an access to capital client, but we can visit one-on-one. I don't really understand what you're asking. Robert's asking about the premium cost for the key person policies. And that's really between you and them, isn't it? You're doing a financial needs analysis, Robert, with each of these clients, and you're looking at if they're on track for retirement, how much they're saving, what type of asset protection they need versus what they have. And you're putting together an insurance package, an asset and wealth creation package that's based around the client's suitability and needs. We're not overseeing that. That's between you and the client. You're a licensed agent, and so they may be paying $10,000 a month in monthly premiums. They may be paying closer to $10 a month in monthly premiums. That's entirely between you and them, and the policy structure that you decide. Excuse me, Scott asked about loan amounts. So when we're going through access to capital, of course, we're not a lender, we're the technical advisor, so we don't loan money. We're in the process of getting set up to be an SBA lender, but let's ignore that because it's not in place yet. So we don't loan any money. Now, certainly clients going through access to capital can access either debt-based capital, which is money they borrow and they promise to pay back, and or it could be equity-based money that they don't have to pay back. In terms of the debt instruments, it could be revolving or installment. It could be term loans or lines of credit. It varies tremendously based upon the client's needs and circumstances. We know we guarantee at least 100,000, but not everyone will get 100,000 in one tranche. Branch manager is what we used to call the joint venture incubator. So here, this is being a client. The careers talks about becoming a joint venture partner, which you scroll down here and it's here. But the branch manager joint venture is one and the same. Those names have just morphed over time. All right, let's see what else we have. Okay, so what other questions do any of you have, especially those of you that are mentors or thinking about becoming a mentor? It is crucial that you do a great job in mentoring these clients during this 4-week process. We've provided the training, it's on demand. We're providing the support through these daily calls. What you know is once you get them through week 2, you're going to help them follow those instructions, which includes completing the personal financial statement and clicking on the authorization for the soft credit pull. We pick up on those automatically. You don't have to do something different. Just make sure that they've completed the PFS, the personal financial statement, you've reviewed it, and either you or they have submitted it to us. It doesn't matter. Normally they would submit it to us. And then at that point, we're going to immediately go to their first round of funding. And we've guaranteed approval. So we had several clients today that were deep in subprime territory that were approved for 0% loans. And so $2,500 loans, 0% interest. So it is a fairly simple process to mentor through. And then what you'll see on week 3 is when we start teaching them about collateral assignments and how insurance fits into a loan package. That's where you'll do a financial needs analysis with them. And that's where Robert, I suppose, is on track to write a good 10 policies this week from his cohort. And again, some of you may write even more policies than Robert, but for the average insurance agent to have an additional 10 key person policies written in a given week, that's a pretty big deal. That's on track for an extra 520 policies over a year's time. So yes, as a branch manager or joint venture partner, you're mentoring clients for the 4 weeks. Now, what we need to be crystal clear, we have a number of you that have raised your hands and said, yes, I want to mentor orphan clients. And so I believe all of you were given at least one cohort to teach this week. And so if any of you didn't, you just need to explicitly reach out to us. You can see the email here and let us know, yes, I'm ready to start teaching cohorts. And then we'll put you on the list and you'll start to get assigned orphan clients. All right, so that's the answer to that. And right, so Tom, you'll want to make sure, and I can make sure to share that with you. We went over the whole cohort model, I guess it was last week before the bad weather event. And so you want to be familiar with that. I'll make sure that I include that in this recording so you all can go back and reflect on that, because you need to stay current on that model. And I think you'll be really impressed with it. Okay, let's see. Dion's asking. Okay, so he's actually referring now to the access to capital. I'm sorry, Capital Ready 3.0. So Capital Ready 3.0 sits over here on the Contrarian AB site. It's the same as access to capital with three differences. They pay the $2,500 deposit up front. So Dion's pocketing half of that up front, $1,250. Secondly, they're getting credit boost with no performance fees. And thirdly, they're getting the commercial address with no fees. And so if they pay that $2,500 up front, you collect that, you keep half and submit half to us. And then Dion also asked if he can reduce the performance fee of clients, and that is correct. So if you want our normal performance fee, and let's go back to the main page. If you want to reduce the client's performance fee for going through the Access to Capital program, instead of them paying 6%, you can reduce that down to as low as 3%. And so essentially, we're still going to charge them 6%, and then you would be rebating back your 3% as a joint venture partner, or maybe you want to rebate them 2% or just 1%. That would be between you and them. The contract's going to be written standard. We're going to implement it standard, but if you're offering some inducement to pick up clients, you can do so. And so Scott and I can't be more clear. The only people that mentor, the only role that conducts cohorts, the only role that mentors orphan clients are joint venture partners. That has never changed. That's the only role that's actually working with clients. Otherwise, you're just a referral partner, not to minimize that, but you're not working with clients directly. Okay, and the reason for that is, you know, when we're assigning clients to you, that's a big deal. There's a lot of trust that we have to have that you'll do what you say that you'll do, and you'll take good care of the clients. Those that are joint venture partners have illustrated a higher level of commitment to the model, where a lot of affiliates and even credit literacy educators are just kind of dabbling. And I'm not being negative on that, but there's no way that we're going to assign those clients to an affiliate who may or may not be committed. In contrast, the joint venture partners are materially committed. And so as far as contracts, we run all the contracts through DocuSign. And I've hinted towards this. We're going to become less reliant on DocuSign in the future. We have a programmer that's working on some new online terms and condition pages that will make it easier and quicker for clients to get onboarded. But at this time, it is true that all clients will be sent a DocuSign from us to execute. You're not responsible for going out and buying DocuSign. We spend about $50,000 a year on DocuSign. We're not asking you to incur that cost or that responsibility. We'll facilitate all the contracting. Thank you, Desmond. All right, other questions? Will's asking about the compliance department. And so, yeah, the compliance department's pretty active. We have clients from time to time that don't pay what they're supposed to pay. And so then that goes into the compliance department to reach out to try to resolve that violation. And hopefully they can. And if not, then it proceeds to small claims court. It's interesting why people will enter into agreements and then they don't want to follow it. We had one gentleman, a bishop, that started a program and then he just decided, oh, never mind. Well, if you want to breach the agreement, you can, but there's ramifications for that in the agreement. And then when we invoiced him for breaching the agreement, the referral source was shocked. It's like, I don't know how you could be shocked. Everything's in writing. We can't be all things to all people, right? So if we're not going to charge anything up front, we're really counting on people working with us and finishing the process. So if they take advantage and starting and not finishing, then there's a ramification because it's impacting your ability to get paid. All right, so we're about at the bottom of the hour. Any of you that are current mentors have questions about how to mentor, Any of you that are not on the mentoring list want to get on the mentoring list? If so, you need to just email us and let us know that you're set up and ready to start mentoring, and we can start assigning clients to you. Obviously, you need to be in good standing. We have one young lady, she's an angel, but she's not in good standing. So we went ahead and gave her one client to mentor on Monday, which will make her, probably $5,000. But in general, if you're not compliant, you're not going to get clients. So we need to all be compliant. We need to do what we promised to do. And all of our distribution partners need to do the same. All right, Desmond asks, so when they give their funds, they are on ACH in the agreement. Your wording is hard for me to assimilate, Desmond. I don't know what you mean. All right, Scott says, no upfront fees. That's absolutely correct. That's with Desmond's example of giving away Oxycontin. If there's no upfront cost, you're gonna get a lot of users to come to your doorstep. So no upfront cost is absolutely true for both access to capital and credit boost. And then you got about a 50-50 chance, using Desmond's analogy, that 50% of your clients will also become distribution partners, which just provides an an incredible growth curve, because you just keep adding and adding and adding more distribution partners. So again, if you have any clients that have been referred to the compliance department, I wouldn't overreact. They just need to get with the compliance department and identify, are our records correct? Does it match the client's records? If there is a deficiency, to correct that. And if there's an inaccuracy, one of the two parties needs to correct their records. It's not a problem. We just see some people overreacting. If they're not compliant, then they go to the compliance department. The compliance department has a Calendly link, and they're supposed to schedule a call to get that resolved. Okay, so Dion asked if he was to waive his 3%, so he wants to work for free, which is an interesting strategy, Dion, but if you want to waive your 3%, yes, we're still going to pay you the 3% of their capital raise, and then you can work out whatever side deal you want with them, because we're going to implement the agreements in a standard fashion. All right, and Joseph, yeah, I would just schedule a call. I don't think you're in compliance. Just schedule a call with us, and we can make sure that you're on track. All right, and last question here. Scott says, well, he's talking about the no upfront fees, but you're right. So the joint venture, if someone wants to enroll as a joint venture, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. If someone wants to enroll as an incubator client and get the scope of services, then there is an upfront fee. There is an upfront fee, but that's different than what we're talking about with access to capital and credit boost. So there are different programs, and different programs have different costs, right? You go to McDonald's, there's a dollar menu. Does that mean the Big Mac's on the dollar menu? No, it has a different price structure. To become an incubator client with all these vegetables and condiments, it has a different price point than the access to capital. So I wouldn't be worried about that at all. All right, well, thank you all. We'll hopefully be here tomorrow. We'll monitor the weather, but I will get this recording out, and I'll go ahead and include a couple of those important trainings from last week that seems like a couple of you may not be well abreast of, especially teaching the cohorts, because we need more people to write insurance policies. You get to write the policies through the IMO you want, through the carrier you want. You get to do the policy design the way that you want. I mean, it's a dream come true. We're not selling you leads. We're not even giving you leads. We're giving you contracted clients that are ready to be implemented. We're paying you $100 an hour to mentor those clients. Plus you're selling the key person policies. It is incredible. All right. Well, thanks everyone. You have a great day, and hopefully we'll be back tomorrow morning. That's our plan. Bye-bye.